What's up, fam, and welcome to this edition of the Whole Health with Rob Carney Podcast. So this one we're going to be doing a little bit differently. This one I'll be riding solo, so I'll just be speaking about my latest experience with you guys. As many of you may have seen, I had a pretty bad case of poison ivy, where just about my entire arms, up to about my bicep, my legs, all on entire leg from ankle to groin on one leg, then all the way up about halfway through my thigh on the other. On my stomach, I was half swollen shut. So needless to say, this was a painful learning experience, an opportunity to learn and grow. As many of us have experienced the great pain teacher, the teacher of pain often teaches us more than when times are good. So I want to share my story here about what I just went through in terms of the poison ivy, sleeping, no more than an hour at a time, averaging about 3 hours per night, interrupted of sleep for about 5 nights straight, just being itchy and in pain. Not terrible pain, I don't want to exaggerate, but it was painful for those solid 5 days. And now this is day 7, 1 week later, where things are much better, and I wanted to share what I've learned through this experience. So, one thing that I found to be very interesting is I realized how happy I am. Even though this sucked, and this was something that, God, I wish I didn't have the entire time I was having it, towards the end here, I kind of came out of it like, wow, this may have been the wake-up call I needed. I tend to be someone that just does. I do. I don't stop. And it's not until I get an injury or an illness that I tend to stop. It's something that I'm working towards becoming more mindful of. But yeah, it's in me, the workaholic. I enjoy the process, and that's really what it is. And lately I've been, as many of you know, I lead the after-school program at a small school in Natick, Massachusetts here during the school year. So I'm working with 5 to 11-year-olds and really trying to incorporate mindfulness and health with the kids there, doing some yoga, gardening, breathing, some meditation, which sometimes turns into nap time for them. But between that and then obviously Health Connections as the main piece that you're listening to, and I'm sure you found this podcast. But that's the main piece, is the whole Health Connections, followed with the school. And then now that it's summer, I've been doing a lot of Lyft driving and landscaping, as well as doing my own business, of course, is the main piece. But at the end of the day, I just kind of am doing a lot, and I'm just enjoying it. And realizing through this poison ivy that everything I'm doing, which is working my ass off and not really doing other things that I would prefer to at times. I made a lot of sacrifices in terms of socially and really just spending money, as I know that all this money going towards my business in the long term is going to help me much more than the night out at the bar that I would like to do occasionally. But point being, I was just filled with this deep sense of gratitude and appreciation for how great things are right now. I mean, I'm struggling, and I use the term loosely, in terms of it's an uphill battle at times getting my business launched to a point where that's my source of income, that is what I love to do. I love working with people. I love helping them improve their health. And it's something that I just cannot breathe without doing. It's something that I feel absolutely strangled if I'm not working towards this. If I'm not working towards my business, I feel like I'm suffocating. It's a feeling that until I really found this purpose was something that I could never have related to. I could never have really talked about. It's just been something that now I've known I want to do this since I was 17, when I got that first concussion, which, long story short, led me into the yoga, as that was the only physical activity I could do for a while, which led into meditation, nutrition, psychology, down to where I am today. Many of you have heard that story, so I'll spare that on this one. And if you haven't, you can listen to previous podcasts where I'm sure I've shared my story on. I cannot believe just how, even though it's not perfect in terms of I would prefer to be doing everything on my own business, making a living comfortably off that. But right now, it's working whatever I can to make it happen. But as much as that kind of sucks at time too, between the lift, which is you're sitting all day, and I'm not someone that sits very well, but I get to talk to people. That's a great thing. I met some cool people in the rides, especially the longer ones. You really get a chance to. You're basically stuck in a car with these people you never met before, and it forces you to really express yourself and be authentic and just listen to people who sometimes that's their only chance to talk, and they really appreciate that time when you can sit there and listen what they have to say and give some honest feedback. And so between that and doing the landscaping, it's something that they're not fun all the time, and obviously the landscaping led to poison ivy, and I'm doing a lot on my phone, which I do not prefer, creating content, being on social media, engaging with people, trying to give value wherever I can, going onto different posts and commenting, trying to just give value where I can, put myself out there, show that I care. I genuinely care about improving the health of our people on the planet, and that's something that that's something I can't breathe without. So even though doing these gigs, the working gigs that are just for the money, I've really just appreciated what they bring to me, which in landscaping I'm getting paid to be out in the sun and get physical exercise. And again, with the lift, I'm getting to talk to people, and both of these I'm pretty much working on my own hours. And then obviously with Whole Health Connections, I can do that from anywhere. And it's the coolest thing to be laying in bed and either talking on the phone with someone, sitting outside, talking on the phone with someone, laying in bed, texting someone. Wherever I am, I can do this from anywhere. And I can help people from the moment I wake up till the moment I go to bed. And it's so incredible having these conversations on a regular basis and people reaching out to me, just showing their appreciation. So thank you if you're one of those people who have just DM'd me and just said that you appreciate what I'm doing and you're learning stuff, and that's what I'm here for. I just want to be able to share my story. I'm not saying that I have it all figured out or I'm perfect by any means, but I do feel like I'm a few steps ahead of where I had been in the past and where I know a lot of other people are struggling. So just sharing what I do authentically and not trying to pretend like I know things I don't. I know a lot about health. I know a lot about mental health. But something you're not going to see me really sharing about is getting jacked and being a bodybuilder, because that's clearly not an area that I have expertise in. It's something that I'm working on as I get over these lingering chronic injuries. So I'm just sharing what I know. I'm sharing what I'm experiencing. I'm sharing what works for me. So when it works for me, it may not work for you. And that's something very important that I think people get confused at times, that when someone's sharing something, a lot of times we say things as fact. This is what helps. This is the healthiest option. This is the best thing to do. But that may be true. The person saying that may be 100% believing what they say because it's true for them. So just remembering that everything I share here does not mean it's going to be true for you. Maybe it's a variation. Maybe it's not at all. Maybe some of the things I do, you do, and you're just like, oh, my God, that made me feel terrible. I hate that. Maybe it's not for you. Or maybe you just got to do it more because your body is telling you something that if it's that difficult, you might need to look there. But point being, just because I say this is what works for me does not say it works for you. My invitation is just for you to try it, make your own variation, and see how it can help you. See how it can change your life. And as I mentioned with this latest experience, this has definitely been a slight life changer. One of those little 1% tilt shifts that moves you in a slightly different direction. This being for the positive, where I had all this time where I wasn't able to really work. I mean, I wasn't going to go back out and do landscaping. I hadn't been sleeping, and I had this rash all over my body. I need to be taking baths and applying lotion every 30 minutes. And I did do some lift driving after a little bit, but at first I'm not going to go. I looked repulsive. I mean, people might be scared getting in the car the way I looked in terms of the rashes, the blisters, and all that. Like, I looked fucked up. People, like, even towards the end when it was a lot better, I could see kind of people like looking at me and just like, what, kind of doing double takes and kind of like, what the fuck's going on with this guy? which I would tend to explain such, and people would be at ease after that. Anyway, point being is that this experience has really shown me I need to look inward a little bit more instead of being so outward, always trying to do and achieve and share, making sure that I take the time for myself. As Paul Chek always says, we all. You got to take care of I, as in me, first. I need to be the best version of myself, to be a leading example, first of all. And two, if I'm not the best version of myself, I shouldn't be sharing, because I need to focus on myself first. And people are going to say, oh, that's selfish. Maybe. But you need to be a little bit selfish. And there's that balance there of taking care of yourself before you take care of other people. So once you've taken care of yourself, you're in great health, you're very happy, everything's going great, then we can go into we, which is our close friends, our family, our co-workers, people that are close to us. That's the we. That's your tribe, your group. And once your group is taken care of, you go into the all. All being the rest of the world, in many cases, all being the greater community. So what I'm realizing that I love helping people, I can tend to get caught up in the we and all. And overall, I do quite well with the I part, taking care of myself. But there are times, for days at a time, weeks at a time, usually not more than a few weeks, that I'll catch myself too focused on doing for others and trying to help and trying to progress, for lack of a better word, and not taking the time to step back and do the yin, do the mindfulness work. And that's where also just sharing a lot of this information has been incredibly helpful for me, because the more I share it, the more I realize, like, shit, if I'm sharing this, I got to be doing this myself. So then I do end up doing it more myself. And when I'm talking about meditation or mindfulness videos, I'm doing those before, because I want to make sure I'm not getting on the camera and just spewing bullshit. I want this to be from my experience. So if I'm saying you may see this, chances are that's what I saw, and that's the reason why it's coming up. Or those are what other people have told me they've seen or experienced in their experiences. So it's all from a matter of information gathering and experience on that. So taking the time for me to focus on myself was one of the greatest lessons I learned from this. And taking the time to just take some baths, to relax, I listened to a lot of podcasts, some audiobooks. It was a chance to learn, to reintegrate things, to appreciate things, to suffer a little bit, which is important. I think we all need some suffering from time to time to put things in perspective, not fatal suffering. Of course, that would be terrible if someone is having serious pain that could potentially be life-threatening. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about suffering in terms of the little bits like the poison ivy, some sleepless nights, a very difficult workout, something like that, where you're suffering a bit. And I think that's important to have some challenge like that. And again, it showed me just how great my life is, and it gave me an opportunity to really reconnect with some things like the breathing exercises, some Tai Chi, playing with a singing bowl, listening to some sound healing through that, doing some barefoot running, and by running I mean light jogging, going for long walks, and just doing things that I thoroughly enjoy, but just had kind of neglected for sake of being busy. Too busy for me, but not busy enough for other people. And with this time of introspection and really spending time with myself, being in a place where your ego kind of melts away as well when you're in these painful states or in challenging positions, you're more focused on survival. You're more focused on how am I going to make it through the night? How am I going to make it through these next few minutes without clawing myself and opening up these blisters and being in pain even further for short-term relief? It's your primal brain is kind of activated. So for me, I got some very clear images where a lot of the things I would think about, like phone calls, people I should reach out to, people I had to get back to, what I'm going to be sharing on social media to help other people, things like that, those all kind of went away. for the short term, and I really was able to take the step back to really put things in perspective. And again, starting with the gratitude, how happy I am to just have this opportunity, to be trying. And who knows, maybe the business will not be successful. I'm pretty darn sure it will be. But who knows, maybe something happens tomorrow, I lose my arm, or I can't talk anymore, and that maybe doesn't, I don't know. Very slim chance. But it's just having this opportunity, having the at-bat, having the incredible world of the internet at our disposal, where I'm going to be 26 in a couple months here, and just knowing that our parents, our grandparents, every generation before us did not have this opportunity. They did not have the opportunity to build a business from wherever they are in the world and share it with the entire world. It's one of, if not the greatest innovation or the largest scale innovation in human history. In terms of on par with the telephone, with electricity, with fire. This has completely revolutionized how the world works. And it will never be the same again. We are moving at an unprecedented rate where technology is growing every single day. I mean, when I was younger, and when I say younger, I mean in my early to mid-teens, I felt in terms of video games, computer games, I knew it. These are the systems. This is what you could play. This was the limit. Now we look at the fact that we can FaceTime people anywhere in the world at any time with very little delay or interruption. We can share a message across the entire globe now that can be seen and will be seen for the rest of forever. The internet is not going away. The internet is one of the most incredible inventions in human history. And for me, having this opportunity with the deep-rooted desire to help people, to help the planet. I love nature. I love exploring nature. I love exploring different cultures. I love working with people. I love helping people. I love learning about myself. I love learning how to become a better version of myself. I love that I have this opportunity to do this. Again, succeed or fail, I don't care. The process and the journey that this has been absolutely like nothing else I can ever imagine. And the fact that I'm reaching a point now that it's very reasonable that within the next year, I could very well be living out my dream of being a holistic lifestyle coach, helping people with their health, doing classes, retreats, seminars, helping people all over the country, if not the world, to improve their health. That is so incredibly awesome that I can't imagine not trying. It is such a real possibility, and I've learned so much already, and I'm so excited to keep going because it's fucking awesome. We can do anything in the world. You can make $30,000 a year selling things on eBay from garage sales. You can make twice that. You can make 3 times that if you're good at it. You don't need to have a traditional 9-to-5 job anymore. And this is all happening. It is happening. It's unfolding. My life is evolving. I don't want to say exactly how I want it to, but pretty darn close. Everything I've been envisioning for the past few years and just continuing to narrow that focus of what I want my life to be, what I want my life to look like, it's really becoming that image, that vision. And I was always someone that when people say you need to manifest your dreams or make vision boards, all these things. I was kind of like, all right, that's bullshit. But I can say, doing a lot of journaling over the years, getting clear through writing just about what I want, what my ideal life looks like, what I want to do every day. It's really becoming very close to that, which is so empowering, so exciting. And I don't want to sound like I'm just patting myself on the back here, but my point is, again, I'm sharing my story, the fact that this is real. This isn't just those people on Instagram with 100,000 followers or 100 million followers that they can do it. Anybody can make a living doing what they love online and in person. The combination of the two is really what I'm going for. Being able to be location independent, being able to work at any hour I want. Sometimes I will literally wake up at 4 a.m. excited that I have another day, another opportunity to really work towards my goals and my visions and the lifestyle that I love and really just so happy about. The fact that I can wake up and just be so tired but just so excited to the fact that I can't fall back asleep and I have to get up and start my day because I'm that excited about what I'm doing. I want everybody to feel that. Because now that I've felt that, I can't go back. I know that that's there. And not every day is like that. Some days I wake up, I'm just like, fuck this. I need to go back to sleep. God damn it. I can't believe that I worked all those hours. I said, shit, I forgot to talk to that person. I did not get back to that person. Not every day is fucking butterflies and rainbows. But my point being is that's a lot of days now. That's a regular occurrence. And that's mind-blowing. I would never have thought that possible 5 years ago, 10 years ago, however long ago. But it's happening. It's becoming more frequent. I'm becoming more clear. I'm learning how to help people better, learning how to be better about just word vomiting at people, being so excited about what I've learned, what I know, what I do, and just talking at people. Because most people don't like that, which is fair. I don't think anyone does. But I'm learning better ways of presenting. And I'm just learning that just sharing my gift, my journey, being authentic, and just putting myself out there, being vulnerable, can help a lot of people. And it is the most fulfilling thing I've ever done in my entire life. So I'm just hella excited here. I just wanted to share this little, I don't know if you want to call it an epiphany, but I like to call it like a 1 degree tilt, 1 degree shift. Shift in mindset, 1 degree. Just change the direction of my ship, 1 degrees. Get a little bit 1 degree closer to what I'm working towards, what I'm doing, what I'm becoming. And I hope that this can help you listening, whether that be to inspire you to take the next step towards your own goal, the dream that you've been putting off, what you've always wanted to do. Whether that's to remind you that you need to take care of yourself first. It's not about helping others before yourself. That's needless sacrifice. Because the best way to help others is to help yourself first and be a leading example. Be the example that you want others to be. And once you have that vital energy, you have the health, you have the happiness, you can help people infinitely times better than if you're upset, sick, tired, in pain. Because you have to focus on yourself with pain. So getting rid of the pain, healing yourself, taking care of yourself, and then helping others. Or maybe this is shared with you, just an opportunity to learn from your pain and ask you what it's teaching you. Why did this happen? What is this trying to teach you? What are you not listening to? What do you need to take the time to take a step back from, to reevaluate, to analyze? What is your pain teaching you? And at the end of the day, I just want to be crystal clear that I'm not professing to be an expert at everything as it pertains to health or life or business or whatever. I just want to share my journey in its truest, put myself out there as it helps people. It may not help everyone, but the fact that it helps people and it helps me be happy to share. As I said, I love helping, I love sharing, so just doing this brings me great joy. Gives me a sense of pride and fulfillment. And I just want you to know that whatever it is that you're going through, whatever it is you're dealing with or avoiding or deeming as a negative or a tragedy, just knowing that that's okay, but you can change that. You have the power to change whatever you want. You have the opportunity to become whatever you want. It's just about discipline. It's about patience, persistence, and consistency. And those three, I remind myself of every damn day. Be patient toward your goals. It's not going to happen overnight. It may take years. And by years, I mean it may take 5 to 10 years, maybe 15 years. But for me, I don't care. I love this so much. I'm ready for that. I don't plan for it to be that way, but I'm ready for it if it does. Because this is my oxygen. This is what gives me life. Becoming someone who helps others with their health at the best level. Becoming an entrepreneur who can work on his own terms. Having the freedom to work whenever I desire, wherever I desire, with whomever I desire. Because that's where I can really be my best. Is when I have the freedom to choose my environment, choose the people I'm working with, choose when to do this. I know that I can be my best. And I know I can help many more people. So thank you for supporting me. Thank you for listening. Thank you for your feedback. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to share what I do, to share what I love. And I hope that if there's anything, any issue, quote unquote, any health-related issue, any mental health-related issue, anything that you're having trouble with, whether that be your thoughts, your sleep, your movement, your nutrition, your hydration, whatever it may be, I want you to feel open to reaching out to me, knowing that my purest intentions are to help you. Yes, there's probably things I will suggest in terms of products or practices. They may not all be for you, but I think it's worth a try. If you have something that's causing you that much pain or discomfort or agony, it's worth a try. So I'm going to give you that option. You don't have to take it, but I'm going to give you that option because I know it helps a lot of people. So with that being said, thank you so much again. I'm so excited to continue this journey, to share who I am, to share who I'm becoming, and just very excited to connect with you all, to connect to you listening. Just connect with you, see how we can help each other, see how we can help heal the people and heal the planet that we live on, and just see how we can be more happy, grateful, mindful, healthy people. So thank you for listening. I will talk to you soon. This is Rob Carney, Whole Health Connections, signing off. Peace. So I hope you enjoyed this podcast. As I mentioned, this was me sharing a lot of the perspectives that I gained and the lessons I learned from the great pain teacher of poison ivy. And as I mentioned, I would love to connect with you, so please feel free to follow me and shoot me a message on Instagram. So the @ symbol, Whole Health Connections, all one word, that's WHOLE, Health Connections with an S. You can find me on Facebook, shoot me a message there. Again, the page is Whole Health Connections. As well as on YouTube, I've been putting more videos up there. That's where I've been putting a lot of the podcasts. And if you have any questions, any feedback, would love to connect with you, would love to chat. If you're looking for products that I share, as you've seen, there's a lot of the organic health products with the companies I chose to partner with, which are Purium and Mushroom Revival. So both those, if you go to ishoppurium.com or puriumcbd.com, depending on what you're looking for, you can find all sorts of organic products there, all the top quality, and you can use the code WHOLEHEALTH, that is WHOLE, health, all one word, no space, and that will save you $50 on your first order, or 25%, whichever is more. So would love for you to try those out and shoot me a message if you have any questions. And also, I just want to know your experience with them. As I've been taking them myself for quite a while, and I've been really getting a lot out of them. I'd love to hear your stories as well. And as I mentioned, the other group is Mushroom Revival with my friend Alex Dorr, who is a pioneer in the industry growing cordyceps, one of the first, if not the first, organic cordyceps farm in the U.S. So he has a bunch of medicinal mushroom tinctures and dried mushrooms that he uses to sell as medicine. Much like herbs, medicinal mushrooms have quite a few medicinal properties that help us from everything from sleep, anxiety, stress, detoxing, etc. So again, the code there is also Whole Health, WHOLE, health, all one word, no spaces, and that will save you 15% off of every order. So that's 15% for life. Every time you order, use that code, you'll save 15%. So again, thank you for listening. Tune in for the next podcast. If you haven't already, please subscribe to this channel. Please like and follow on Facebook and Instagram. And I will talk to you soon. Thanks again for listening.